All right, Shalom Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders. I agree most of them, man, who teach them well. May I start this truth, and peace and blessings be unto you, fellow Akim, your brothers, that also push out this word in truth, faith, and sincerity. And Lord willing, in this lesson, I'm going to start in the book of Proverbs 20 and 24. Just before just before starting this vid, I was just thinking about it myself upon just touching a little bit actually what happened last week in the Herald's camp here in D.C. How we pretty much just touched on those certain individuals and the mainly of course these celebrities and also what the type of things that they're supposed to play in, their lots, their positions that the Lord Yahweh Shai has set them up in. All right, because one thing to remember is that and that's actually that's the title. Only a prophet will do what is required to be a prophet. A prophet, only a prophet will do what is required of him. All right, and same thing as everyone else in this grand movie that the Lord has set up. This is Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, "A man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way?" It's a question. All right. So what man clearly, it's crazy because this actually disproves that belief of what's that, free will, the illusion of free will, because here it is before the foundations of the earth. Not to go too deep, but the Lord has pretty much written everything that is happening even as of right now, in the past, and what's to come as of making this lesson, right? Everything is being played out just exactly how the Lord has written. You know, so shall he thought, and so shall it come to pass, man. All right, and that includes with all prophecy, and of course that includes with the position and the lots that these people are currently playing out. All right, even the people that have passed, you know, that are currently in the spiritual world, the things that they've done, it's all for the reason that it's still being played out now. Even they fulfill their purpose, right? And it's funny because the reason why I'm going into this is because it just hit me and it hit brothers too at camp. Just remembering all the things in the past and really the things that are still going to happen even amongst these celebrities. And off the top, the one person I was thinking of was Nick Cannon. On that podcast, and how here it is, you have Israelites that would wake up, especially these celebrities that would mention it in music, that would mention it in these podcasts and these pretty much anywhere, especially in the case of this, the social media wave. And Slovakia. And these men, all right, they would speak up and they would pretty much almost not word for word, but essentially give down the the basics, right? Talk about Jacob and Esau. Talk about who the true Israelites are. All right, mentioning that the so-called black man, Hispanics, Native American man are who they are today, which is the true Israelites of the Bible, the children of Israel, the children of the Most High. All right, they'll say this, and of course you have those derogatory terms come out. Not derogatory, but they'll label them as what, anti-Semite, anti-Sem. All right, and call them all manner of things, and of course that being associated with what, cancel culture, right? And it's funny because a lot of these men, they don't recover. I mean, look at Kanye West. Look at hell, like I mentioned before, Nick Cannon, and as well as, although it didn't happen with her recently, all right, but there's even a moment. I think it was on the Breakfast Club. You had Tiffany Haddish. She was on there, and I think she was mentioning a lot of how the fact that she was going into how how the so-called black man doesn't have the same culture as other nations do. All right, and the subject of so-called Judaism came up, right? And she, just making a little joke as to how she said something along the lines of, roughly paraphrasing the comedian. She said, "Oh, it's almost as if they don't want us to find out something that we don't know," something along those lines. And then she told herself to, "Oh yeah, I should shut the f up," right? So she knows. A lot of people know. Of course, a lot of Israelites know. All right. So this word has gone out, and it's hitting these people whose lot isn't to be the prophet, whose lot isn't to be the mouthpiece of the Lord, and yet that the consequences of that is falling upon them, and more, they can't handle it. You know, they can't stand on they can't stand on their 2 feet and actually do the things that the prophets of the Lord would do, which is to stand for righteousness. And in these times, it's to stand for the name of the Lord. This is Hebrews 11:24. I want to make this point also. This is Hebrews 11:4. It says, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. And it's not by no reason that a lot of prophets in the ancient world, all right, one that I can think of off the top is Jonah, all right, how the unwilling that unwilling spirit. And it's funny because a lot of these movies and shows, especially these superhero flicks, they'll show you that concept of a reluctant hero, right? How this hero comes upon with these great outworldish powers, right? And almost 9 times out of 10, they the hero in the story doesn't want to be that hero, right? With all these great powers this person has that he's been gifted with, but nevertheless, at the end of the story, he becomes this grand legendary hero known for his heroic acts, and it's almost as if they get that from the scriptures as well. All right, how King David, the classic so-called, I can say so-called just because of the fact that this really is um how do they word it, a rag to riches story. Here it is. You have a lowly shepherd now turning into pretty much a man that's pretty much up there in the hierarchy of Hamashiach Yahushua, King David, right? An unwilling prophet, and also what these men end up actually doing and fulfilling all that the Lord asked of them. Well, actually, let me grab well, actually, before I go, let me reread this. Hebrews 11:24 says, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. And that's right, like I mentioned before, these celebrities, um, that's exactly what they're doing. They're enjoying us. They're enjoying sin for a season, and for a fact, not only these celebrities, but again, these high class and these different individuals that are up there in society. All right, mainly these artists and these rappers as well. These men and women that have pretty much engulfed themselves in sin and have given up their integrity, all right, to reach those certain pleasures that they wanted, they have it, and guess what? They're enjoying it, and only for a season. And it's funny because a lot of the times, and I was thinking to this myself, a lot of these men and women that, of course, mainly Jake, all right, that hears of the word, all right, and they'll put it out there. They only say it really only for the purpose of clout, only for the purpose of shock value, you know, or of course it could be the case that they truly are indeed, they have received the gospel, the good news, but yet they can't keep their mouth shut, man. You know, almost as if it's actual crying, so to speak. But that's not their lot to play. Their lot's to what to enjoy their consolation, man. Someone's got to play that part, like it says in Luke, all right, to enjoy sin for a season, all right, and to be that to be those men that the Lord told them, woe unto you, woe unto you that are rich, because you already have your consolation, you're already consoled, while the men of the Lord and as well as the rest of Israel is suffering, man. All right, so someone's got to play their part, right? This is Amos 7:14. This is just another example. This is then answered Amos and said to Amaziah, I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son, but I was an herdman and a gatherer of sycamore fruit. And the Lord took me as I followed the flock, and the Lord said unto me, go, prophesy unto my people Israel. You see? So again, just showing you that spirit as to these men. And at the end of the day, these men were sincere. And they did indeed have the fear of the Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And their lot, at the end of the day, was to be that prophet and to be the word, or the spokesman, or the ambassador. That's another good word, because they're a representative of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, especially in these times, in these dire times, man. All right, and that's something that these celebrities and really any other individual as well. If you're not chosen to be a prophet, then you're not chosen, man. You're not gonna complete, all right, or do what the Lord has asked you to do, all right, which is what to be and to tell the truth, to establish judgments at the gates, man. All right, that was a special and heavy office to partake in, man. All right, only the few was able to complete it to its full extent. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. Because you got to remember also, you have to deal with what? The drawbacks. You have to deal with the, the scriptures, you have to count the costs, man. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 32. And the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. All right, and the reason why I brought this out is because you have to understand, even in the ancient world, in our past lived lives, it was all the same as well. Nothing has changed except for what the setting and of course the different prophecies that are going to partake now. But here we are, all right, in modern day America or whatever brothers may be across the four corners of the globe. Here it is. Um, it's a different setting, and here we are at the pinnacle, at the end of it all, the end of the last days, man. All right, the epilogue. All right, and the Lord asking us for the most important thing to do, which is what to prophesy of His Son's second great return. All right, and for the end of this foretold kingdom, man. Here we are at last, and the last thing the Lord is definitely not gonna not reward, but the last thing that we're for sure gonna see is these men fold. All right, whenever they try to achieve or partake into that office, and I can have to be grateful as well that we're actually able to do it, and still and see that's the reason why we even do it weekly, man. Every Saturday or whatever when brothers go out, because what, it's a diligent and it's a continuous thing that's always happening. The reason why is because the word of the Lord is always going out, almost likened unto what, rushing water, right? It's constantly flowing. And same thing as unto the Lord themselves, the lively stones. All right. So the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. The prophets are going to continuously to do what they have done before in their past lived lives, and of course, also, if you were meant to get it and meant to actually achieve salvation, then guess what? You're going to be a soldier of Yahweh Shai, within and throughout all that is brought upon us, man. And guess what? We're going to be able to deal with the persecution that comes with it as well, man. The persecution of the prophets. All right. These celebrities that I mentioned before, they can't handle that. You know, these prophets can't even break down to you the most basic scriptures that were even taught. But nevertheless they say it, and it's crazy because when I always hear these jakes try to mention these things, and I think Kodak Black is one of them, the rapper, and mainly Kendrick Lamar, because he put in one of his songs, and I think the 2015 album, Damn, right? How he even mentions it in one of his tracks, man. And at this point, it's just cringy, man. Hurry flat out, okay? Just a cringy rapper, cringy celebrity is just trying to speak up upon really to speak on things that you really have no business on, man. All right, and really at the end of the day, just to put it out there, just for truth's sake, if the Lord really wants to and has chosen a celebrity of some kind, a man that has great recognition or fame or vainglory on this side on this side, right? Then guess what? It's gonna happen. That man is gonna receive salvation. Yeah, sure, right? But guess what? That's not any of our business. We're not caught up into what these other men think, all right? Whether it be here in the DMV, I think a local man that has actually seen one of the camps out here had to be the boxer Gervonta Davis. That's one of them. All right, brothers have seen Cat Williams out there, the comedian. All right, but again, these men of that has somewhat of a fame or stature in this life. Again, compared to what we're going to receive, and to compare also of the evil days to come, it's just null and void. It's irrelevant, you know. So this is the last scripture. This is this is I have to bring this out. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. I'm gonna read from verse 1 and just keep reading to verse 6, and then that'll be the end of the video. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. All right, and that's continuously what we do also. All right, and we do that. All right, in the highways and hedges. And the thing is, people can record us. People can try to put us out there in the limelight, try to speak ill and try to speak ill of us. Meaning speaking bad or evil words upon us for the purpose of defamation. But guess what? We're gonna be able to deal with it, man. And the reason why is because what we have Yahweh Shai on our side. These different celebrities, they don't have the Lord on their side, and much more less is mercy, right? That's why a lot of these celebrities fall, and that's why a lot of them just bug out. All right, meaning what, they can't handle the weight. Slocky, hold up. They can't handle the weight that comes with it. This weight of the word. All right, and that's how heavy it is. That's honestly what proves that this truth is also just another telltale sign that this is the 100% truth. All right, the most hated, the most misunderstood. Here it is. A lot of people on Instagram just think that the ones that are not in the know, they just think that Kanye West, out of all the controversies, they just think he just hates, the so-called Jewish people, the Jewish community, and they like pitting him with the meme of Adolf Hitler and whatnot, not knowing exactly not knowing pretty much not anything, not even an inkling of what that man is talking about. Even though nearly 67% of it is truth. All right, but the rest of it is so lucky. This is Vesma Solomon 5:2. This is when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Um, right. So verse 3 says, and they repenting and groaning for the anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. All right. Yeah. So the men of the Lord are supposed to be of a ridiculed state, man. All right. The scriptures say that what we are made we are made fools for his sake, for Yahweh Shai's sake. We are made fools. We look. I mean, according to the world, we look foolish to these people. All right, to put on a garment, to go onto the highways and hedges, with in season, without a season, and to preach the word. All right, and sometimes onto deaf ears. Right, that's stupid to these people, but we know and we have the vision that what salvation is to come for those men that actually fulfill and do the duties of the Lord. All right, verse 4: we fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Right, because what is the one thing that's honored in this life? Folly. All right, that's what's honorable right now. Folly is set and great dignity. All right, another synonym for dignity is pretty much things that are just honorable. All right, so what's honorable to these people is just total BS, vanity, and things that just waste your waste your damn time, man. All right, how is he, verse 5? How is he numbered amongst the children of the Most High, and his lot among the saints? See that? And that's pretty much why I want to end it up where I want to end it on. His lot is among the saints. That's literally our lot. The lot of the saint is to do that, to do the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. These are the people besides, that's not their lot to fulfill. Right? And that's why they can't deal with the fallout. That's why they can't deal with pretty much anything that comes their way. Just for and see, that's why they have to even apologize. And for what? Because they don't want to lose their riches. They don't want to lose their fame. Woe unto them that have received their consolation, man. Verse 6, it says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. Right? That too, because what these are the guys that don't have the 100% truth and that just preach whatever they preach all willy nilly, for the pretty much for any other purpose other than fulfilling their own belly. They don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shai on them, man. All right, because Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, if he were here today, he wouldn't be doing any of these things anyway. He wouldn't be having podcasts. Okay, he wouldn't be having Facebook lives or Instagram real lives talking about whatever, right? Instead, he'd be doing exactly what we're doing. All right, just to feed his lambs, all right, and to wait upon his great return, and that's it. And with great patience and in due time, these prophecies are gonna come to pass like popcorn, man. All right. So those doing this video was edifying. I'm gonna close out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders. I agree most of them on the teaching real well, and peace and blessings be unto you, fellow Akim, your brothers. Let us push out this word in truth, sincerity, and in faith. With them, I say shalom.